Hey everybody, Griff Harmon here. I'm just going to quick show you how I'm using my CBA, kind of my workflow here. Um, every Sunday night, I set up the weekly schedule, right? And in my weekly schedule, I reference topics, I reference websites, I reference assignments, videos, um, and then I add those topics or edit those topics, add those assignments, edit those assignments, and so on. I use news to get information out that I need them to pay attention to. If I cancel a quiz or I've got a plan or an idea or a thought, I put it in there. Um, my downloads on my bulletin board, these are all files that are not specific to a particular content or topic. They're universal files that they're going to use all year or for the rest of the year or something. These are important files that aren't any particular topic um, specific. So that's kind of how I have my bulletin board set up. I don't put any crazy graphics in here. I think sometimes if you try adding the photos, if you go to edit mode, right? If you try adding photos or video and they're not embedded, or it just, the formatting gets funky and it ends up looking tacky. I use news to give my information to them. I hit add. I'm going to hit edit here to show you. When I do that, I only use the brief description. I give a headline and I use the brief description. Never use the long description. And I'll show you why that is in a second here. Announcements, I use these occasionally. It's a little bit different than news, and I'll show you how it's different in a minute here. But I don't use those very much. The digital learning policies should probably be in an expectations thing. For my weekly schedule, I'm using a text box. All right. And the reason is because basically I ran out of stuff, right? I have a news, has announcements. You can't add multiple instances of anything in your bulletin board. My download section's over here, like I said. So I use a text box and I just dragged it over here and I type it in here. Now the downside is it's kind of small to work in here, but I type it in, I hit save, I read it in this screen, and then if I see a problem, I go back in and hit edit it again. It's fine. It really isn't that bad. Um, so anyways, let me go back to the bulletin board. So I set up my schedule, and I tell you what, you got to be disciplined here. If you say you're going to have them do an assignment, answer the 2 questions, or submit something, immediately, I mean immediately go in and add it as an assignment, right? Classwork 10 static electricity discussion. All right. And this one I got to go back and edit. I got to add the links to those simulations in here. They're on the bulletin board, the 2 links, but I really should add them here as well, right? You want them to be able to access these links all over the place. So anyway, there's that. And even if you don't have it done yet, still add it. If you know it's going to be due later in the week, add it now and then go back and fix it up as soon as possible. The assessments, quizzes, add it now and then add your questions later. No problem. Just do it, you know. Um, but so when you add it on the bulletin board to your weekly schedule, add it to your assignments at the same time. Same thing goes if you reference a topic, right? It says watch video quiz solutions on topic 7. As soon as you do that, go to your topics. So these are all my topics. These are all the content areas. Most of these I had built out over the last few years. This is a new one specific for the quarantine time here. And immediately go in, edit, and add your content. Now, sometimes in my weekly notes on Sunday night, I'll tell them to watch a video, but it doesn't exist yet. I haven't made it yet. That's okay. You got to have that in your head. Like, okay, I'm going to make that video. I'm going to make it probably tomorrow morning, whatever video I want to make. And sometimes what I'll do is if it's, for instance, let me go back to my topics. The next topic we're working in is topic 8. And look, I put the embedded video in there, but I don't actually have the video embedded yet. I put the links to the simulation in here. I'm going to make a video for that as well. It's not there yet. It will be. It'll be there when the time approaches. Um, these are all the worksheets for this unit. I already had these all built out. Some of these we're not actually going to use because we can't do these labs. We don't have the equipment, right? So I'm going to leave them there though because I will do them again next year. So that's pretty much about it. I use the bulletin board to get information out, and I just am diligent about updating my topics and my assignments. Now, um, you should really be watching this video and thinking, okay, hey, that looks cool. I want to learn how to do that. And then um, you're going to ask the question on our professional development day, right? So if you see something in here that you want to learn how to do, make a note of it, write the timestamp down in the video, and then ask that question, and we can help you figure it out, right? That's the whole point of this. I think that's about it. Again, bulletin board, I'm putting my weekly schedule on. I'm using the news section. Oh, one thing here, the reason I use news over announcements is because to see an announcement, you actually have to click something to be able to see it, right? News, if you use that short description, it's just going to show up on the main screen, right? I want them to see this stuff without having to click anything. I want them to just see it right on the main bulletin board and not have to look any farther. All right, so I get my stuff there, then I update the topic, add the assignment, and pretty much that's about it. I occasionally will have them email me things like for assessments. I will have them, if it's a multiple choice assessment, I will also have them submit their written work for partial credit if they don't do well, basically. Um, and that has worked pretty well when we've had to do it. So um, if you assign them something, don't just write it on the bulletin board and then expect them to email it to you or whatever. You got to put it in the grade book immediately, otherwise it's just more of a hassle for you in the end, right? And we can show you how to do that as well. So when you add an assignment, right, I will have them do an on-campus submission, and I always do like 4 files. Doesn't matter. I don't do mark late anymore. That's just been more of a hassle than anything. All right. So again, anytime you put something on your bulletin board or your weekly schedule, start immediately setting it up here. You can fill out the details later on. You can add the content later on. You can add the quiz questions later on. Not a big deal. So yeah, that's about it. I hope everybody's doing well. Take a look at this. If there's anything you want to learn how to do that you saw here, be prepared to ask questions. All right. Have a good one, everybody. Talk to you later.